Welcome to another match in the Weir Memorial 2024 edition. This is the third annual tournament. Chris Reinhold versus TYREL Blowers. Let me see if I can pull up the bracket here. There we go. I'll post the bracket in the chat. There you go. Follow along. So Chris just got finished a hill match against Tony Chohan to stay alive in the tournament. And TYREL just defeated Jeff Beckley hill. Both fellas over 700, TYREL being 709, Jeff Beckley being a 722. I've heard his name come up on the US pool scene a couple of times. And of course, everybody remembers Chris Reinhold. He's been on the Moscone Cup team twice, I believe. Played an absolutely wonderful match against Tony Chohan a few minutes ago. It's great to see Tony out. Not just a one pocket player, he can play rotation too. Tony's still on the A side. He'll play John Mora next. And the other A side match has Shane Van Boning versus James DeVee. Local star from the area. Always been a strong player. He defeated Corey Duell 7-4 to get into the final. Along with Marvin Holmes and Molina Mike. Shane Van Boning went through Cody Clark, Stephen Weekly, Jeff Jimenez, and Rob Saez. Closest match he's had so far would have been against Stephen Weekly, and that was 7-4. So B-side action in the Don Weir Memorial 9-ball tournament, coming to you from Golden Fleece Billiards in Everett, Washington. Streaming and commentary provided by EvoSports. EvoSports has an amazing system. We have a few commentators that are volunteering to do the commentary this weekend. We're all around the Pacific Northwest. I'm coming to you from Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. Just about an hour east of Vancouver. We've got commentators all over this Pacific Northwest. Rack number one, Chris Reinhold to break. Breaks a little further off the rail than I've seen others do. He's trying to make the 6 in the corner. Comes up short, but he's got the 2, the 8. There's some problems with this rack, though. Might be able to solve them fairly quickly if he can get the right angle on that 3. Needs it to slow down. Well, that changes things a little bit. You might have to pot the 3 and use the 4 to break the 6 out. Now he'll just draw off of that into the cluster. Needs to get a look at the 5. I think he's okay. He's a little closer than he would have probably felt comfortable with, but he'll just jack up. Pot the 5 on the side. I think he's cutting that down. Don't believe he's going to try for the side from there, but maybe. No, cut it down. Just makes more sense. The corner pocket play is so much bigger from that angle. Stuns out to the center of the table to take the 9 to the top right, and he'll take down rack number 1. So we started at 101, so that was 2 minutes for rack number 1. I think they averaged against Tony Chohan, the average was 2.38 minutes. So a little over 2 minutes and 20 seconds. They were done in like 37 minutes for 13 racks or something crazy like that. So TYREL seeing if he can keep pace with Chris. Will break rack number 2. That's the thing about hand racking, is it can be a little bit more difficult than racking with a template. More unpredictable. Little pop on the cue ball there. He's tough on the 1 though. Likely going to push out, but where do you push where you are going to have the advantage over Chris REINHOLD? This is where it pays to know your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and hopefully you can find an overlap where your strengths meet his weaknesses. Okay, giving Chris the full look at the 1 ball. Suspect he'll cut this in. Oh, he's just trying to play a safety there. Not thoroughly convinced of what he was attempting to do there, but TYREL's turn. Maybe looking at the 1-7 combination. Just taking a quick look at it now. There's nothing easy here. That would be a foul. Missed the 1, hit the 2 first. So ball in hand to Mr. REINHOLD. I think he can still see part of the 1 there. If not, he's got the rail first, spin into it, and he can come around all the way around the table for the 3. Looks like he's trying to get into here. No, he drew off of that. And it works out. Good tactical knowledge of the game. Able to use the 7 to draw the cue ball straight back up table. Wanted to be on the other side of the pocket line from the 5. but he can still make it work. What I mean by pocket line is if you draw a line through the center of the pocket, through the center of the ball, you generally want to be on one side or the other depending on how you want to move the cue ball. And the 8 ball just falls. And Chris taking a 2-0 lead. Other matches going around the venue right now are Loot Ganif versus Steve Lingleback. And Loot, if I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. But he leads 1-0. And he's at the table about to make it 2, it looks like. Meanwhile, Corey Duell doubles up so far on Jason Froling. Jason has been a warrior. He lost his first match and he's been fighting through the B side all weekend long. Ben Kleinfelter leads Sucheng Chao 6-3 on the main table. And then, like I said, we've got Chris REINHOLD and TYREL Blowers. Chris leading 2-0. Possibly see the edge of the 2. Not enough to make it. Likely going to try and thin it and get that cue ball down in behind the 5. Be a little risky. And he's up in front of the 5. It's not a high percentage shot, but it is sitting there. 2-9 combination. Get TYREL back into this game. That'd be great. If you do take the 2-9 combination, you want to play it in such a way that you don't hang it or sell out position. It's going to be tough to do, seeing as how there are no really steep angles there. It's easier to get the ball moving when you have a lot of angle. Looks like Chris is going to try and draw off the 2 between the 8 and the 3 and then back out for the 3 in the side. Halfway there. Lost a little bit of speed hitting the 8 ball. Didn't quite get the cue ball. Is he going to try and cut that in from there? That's a little thin. If it gets to the end rail, he won't be unhappy, but it's stuck itself out there about a diamond from the end rail. That's makeable from anywhere. Got 25 folks watching. If you wouldn't mind giving it a share, folks. I'm sure EvoSports and the players would appreciate it. What a shot from TYREL. Comes right between the 4-9 for perfect shape. Just needs to avoid that 7. He's going to draw a little bit off this 4 to watch the side pocket. Plays that nicely. Great weight. He's maintained an angle. Won't have to play it hard to move the cue ball around. He's got a lot of options. Could play it for any of 3 pockets that he really feels are available. He's lined it up for the side. The 8 ball being so close to that top left corner pocket. Shouldn't be too difficult to play shape for it. And he spins it around the 9 with like a little bit of angle. Doesn't have much, but it should be enough to draw it right back up. Depending on how you want to play it, you can probably draw it off the rail, or you can power it up and punch it across the table. Oh, it's even straighter than I thought. Didn't even need to touch the rail. Chris gives it up, and TYREL is back within one. It's been some pretty amazing pool this weekend. Some fantastic shots, and it's been a total pleasure to call the games. Love doing commentary at this level. They make it easy. And sometimes be difficult to find the sweet spot where that rack will set right where you want it. It's kind of funny how one guy will be able to walk up and rack really quickly, but then on the next one, you can sometimes find it difficult. It's made the 8. Sitting a little tough on the 1 though. Should go past the 2 if he wants to, or he can try banking it to the side. The 4 ball shouldn't come into play on the side bank. It'd be a little long if it did. And he elects to play safe. And that's gonna work. Now, Chris can either come into this part of the rail or this part of the rail, but his objective is to come in behind the 1 and kick it up table. Which he's done. He's made the 7, so he's gonna be shooting the 1 again. Unintentional, but sometimes fluking a ball works for you and sometimes it works against you. Kicking again. Just about made the 5. But with a drastically changed table, TYREL Blowers will come back for his inning. 2 to the 3 is going to be the trickiest position play. You want to play them both in that top right corner pocket. Nicely done. Loot Guinea for Steve Lingelbach. Loot leading 3-2 right now. Corey Duel looks like he's up 5-2. And Shane Van Boning versus James DeVee is underway. Shane leading 2-0 so far. TYREL really not on the 3. Looking like he's going to masse around it a little bit. That's aggressive. hit the three. And as long as it wasn't declared frozen before that shot, it's a legal shot. Chris just run the three, go down 2 rails for the 4 on the side. He's going to end up close to it. Really close. A lot closer than I think he intended. And just undercuts the 4. It's tough to do from there, but when you're that tight, it's very tough to be accurate. These are actually tough to bank because there's not enough support on the rail to give you a really true bank angle off of there. So it's going to be a little tricky. He's just playing safe, trying to get the cue ball in behind the 6, but it's fallen short. Chris to the table, trying to get another game downrange. Stretching his arm out there. Feeling a little tight, maybe. Whatever he did, it worked. Wants to hold that as close to that side of the table as he can. And now he can come around 4 rails off this 6. He doesn't have to make it only 2. There it is. Yeah, a little bit of extra speed, but he's got that room. Why not use it? Make sure. So there it is, 3-1. Chris leads. TYREL's got another one. Well, hold on. Didn't he make a ball in the break? Or, sorry, Chris made a ball in the break. Trying to send it into that cluster. Make one of them go. 6 or the 4. Kind of a loose shot, but he can afford to be a little bit. That cue ball gets in behind the 2. Oh, not a bad effort. Not a bad effort. Chris jacked up over the 2. Can be very easy to hit this 1 a little thick and then scratch on it. And does the cue ball get safe? No, just clips the 3. Wow. This is an interesting positional shot. Jumping into a kick. Oh, massing. Oh, and he did a great job. He's done a great job of getting a hit and not selling out. Not sure what TYREL's gonna do here. Maybe just bank the one ball down table, try and get the cue ball in behind the two. Won't stay there. It's got too much pace. Oh, just plays the little split side to side safety. Chris has got to be careful. If he goes one rail on that right hand rail, he could come off the two and scratch if he hits that one thin. Well, he hasn't sold it out, but he's given him another opportunity to play safe. I'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. Sorry about that. Just had someone at the door. So the Evo Stream system allows us to do the commentary from the comfort of our own home office. I think you might even be able to do it off your phone. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that one. little tricky to get from the 5 to the 7 here. Doesn't have a lot of angle. May have to draw this straight off. He's going to try and get to the rail and bring it around. Just like that. Nicely done. Is he going to run into the 9? He is. Wow. Stuck to the rail like that really made it tough to get any decent position on the 9. If he's going to run this down or bank it. And nails the bank. How strong is that? Coming in clutch. 3-2. Steven Lutz still at 3-2. Shane and Dave at 4-0 for Shane. Dave at the table. Or Shane and James DeVee. Shane at 4-0. James at the table. It's got a tricky little 3-ball. Not sure it goes by the 7, but that's on another one of the Evo streaming channels. Should be another match starting soon. They usually try and keep 4 of the tables rotating through. Pretty good break from TYREL there. He's made the 1 and the 2. He's got a 3 that's not that great, but he's just going to play safe, roll up on the backside of the 7 here. That should be enough to give Chris a bit of a challenge. He's going to be fortunate to get out of this without selling the 3. 1 rail kick, trying to use the 9-5-8 cluster to help him out. Maybe get a little fortunate. Well, he's made a nice hit. Didn't quite get the result he wanted. Was hoping to use that cluster to cause some problems for TYREL. As it is, he's opened it up. We'll see what TYREL can do with this. TYREL just measuring exactly where he wants to hit on that rail. So for those of you who might not know, a tangent line, which is the line the cue ball will go on after contact, is always 90 degrees to where it hits in the pocket. So that pocket line that came out all the way to that ball would have been 90 degrees to the tangent line. So if your cue ball's sliding when it hits there, that's the angle it's going to take. If it's rolling forward, it will creep forward a little bit. And if you're trying to draw back, it will come off of that line back towards you a little bit. That's how he was able to measure and get a nice accurate contact and control the cue ball down to the 5. Looking pretty smooth. Just doesn't want to get straight on this side rail. Needs to come off the rail a little bit so he can move the cue ball. It's not the end of the world if he was on that end rail or the side rail, the bottom rail as we look at the TV, because you can just draw straight back and play the 9 in the top right corner pocket, which I believe is what he's going to try and do now. A little shorter than he wanted, about 4 or 5 inches, but that'll work. And we're even. 3 apiece. Rack number 7. Alternating breaks here at the Weir Memorial 2024 edition. 3rd annual event. In honor of Jason Weir's father. A very well liked individual in the pool world, especially. And that's why you see the likes of Chris and Shane, a few others always coming up to this one. It's great to have them here. 8 balls down, the 4 balls down. Wide open table. May have to play the combination on the 3-5 though. The angle he has on the 1 isn't gonna let him come off of that rail too much. And Mr. Trevor, how are you today, sir?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself, Colin?
I can't think of a better way to spend my day.
Agreed. Get to check out all of this high-level action happening up in Everett, Washington.
It's pretty amazing. Amazing system. Oh, and he's missed the combination.
Oh.
I didn't expect that. And I believe that 3 still goes by the 7 into that top left corner pocket on our screen.
Yeah. Just a little bit of a back angle, but I think TYREL is definitely happy for the opportunity.
I'd love to take a lead here. Always just going to play safe. That might be too hard.
It's going to be close.
That almost watch the kick here. I wouldn't be too surprised if Chris makes it. He's looking at that 9. I mean, he could go the other way, and there it is.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Just had a feeling.
Fires it.
Just had a feeling that he was going to go hunting for that. And not only did he go hunting, he nailed it.
That's psychological warfare right there. That is bound to play in your mind a little bit. Your opponent just rifles that in. Wow. Great shot.
Crazy level here.
Mm-hmm.
James DeVee on the board in another match, and I think he just got his second one, so he's cut the lead in half. Shane was up 4-0. It's now 4-2. Nice break. Oh no, not his fault. Anytime that gets kicked in like that, that's not the responsibility of the breaker. That's just bad luck. I usually only accept blame for scratching on the break when I send that cue ball in unimpeded into the side pocket right off the rack.
Yeah.
You'd think it wouldn't be that easy to do, but apparently I've gotten pretty good at that.
Nice little float underneath the 4-8 through that little tight line.
Should go all the way to that left rail. Spin back at the 5.
Absolutely perfect line all the way from that short rail towards the 5.
He was hitting him a little. Well, actually, Tony and he were both hitting them a little long on the table when they first started playing this morning. But it seems like Chris has found the speed. He's making fewer and fewer positional overruns.
Yeah, I feel like the players that play mostly on 9-footers, the first rack or two, they might be overrunning balls just in that autopilot speed zone of assuming a 9-foot table, but they adapt quickly.
Very quickly.
Make short work of that rack.
So we're getting down to the end of the tournament here. We've got 4 players left on the A side. And 8, 9, 10 on the B. Oh, wait a minute. Is that right? Nope. 7 on the B.
Yeah, and I've been commentating quite a few of TYREL's matches. He lost the first round in an upset against Jeff Jimenez and and he has just been grinding through the B side through the wee hours of the night last night. I have not had a chance to watch Chris play yet. Really nice break. One ball's gonna dress up a little thin.
I've got an opportunity to watch a few of Chris's matches, call a few of Chris's matches. I think this might be the 3rd or 4th one, actually. So it's been pretty enjoyable to watch. I can see him maybe using the 6.
Agreed.
Cut that one in a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I was putting that little line there, because allows you to hit that one ball a little bit more firm to come straight back up for the 1.
That's an interesting way to get down there for the 2. I didn't think he was going to go with the right-hand spin. It worked.
It worked great.
He may have been trying to avoid a double kiss somewhere. I'm not sure, but don't really need to play that great a position on the 3 with it over the pocket like that. Just does not want to get stuck behind the 6, and he's not. You can play the 5-7 combination, or he can play the 5 off the rail and then into the 7 to the corner pocket. That's going to come past it. He's going to the side. That's crazy good.
Crazy good indeed. Absolutely perfect speed for that little 6-inch window.
Wow. Uses the 8 to improve his angle on the 6. Oh, he didn't want to come back that far.
A little drama. He can still work it out, but
that's one of those times where you hit it so pure, even you are surprised where it's going.
Double hits it.
Ouch.
Huge turn of events right there for TYREL fans back in Wyoming. I know that they've been tuning in quite frequently to his matches.
Wyoming, that's a bit of a drive from northwestern Washington.
Agreed. From the word that I was getting from previous chats that he is the top player, not many players over 700, and I think he's in the right around the 720 range, plus or minus a few points, but he won the CSI 10 ball down in Vegas back in the early part of the year.
Yeah, anytime you get over 700 or even close to 700, you can play.
Yeah. Comes down to just a few little errors, really, like that last rack. I mean, that could be a complete tide turner for sure. Not a lot of mistakes made at this level.
No, and an immense amount of work put in to get there.
Oh, it's incredible.
That's funny. I was tracking another player. I did his first match on the A side, Jason Froling, and he lost, but he's been hanging in there the whole time, just like TYREL. And he actually just lost to Corey Duell at the same level.
Who's gonna catch that point and set up? Pretty accessible.
Not ideal, but it's still definitely makeable. But can he do anything with the 3?
Does it go
think
by
that-
the 5? I think it does. It's tight.
Yeah, I'd have to be down there looking at it to know whether that actually went or not. It's close.
Yeah, if he can get through the 2 to the 3, the rack definitely opens up. Probably playing the 7-9 combo later on, but wow, rifles that ball in.
On that angle, into that side pocket.
Yeah,
Wow.
indeed. If it does not go by there, he's got quite a few safety options from here. Let's see if it goes.
Try and get that cue ball in behind the 9. No, he did try and make it. I'm not sure that Chris can actually make this 3. It's close.
Might play with a little inside and kind of pinch it in.
Just like that. He seems a little nonchalant, doesn't he?
He definitely is not taking the 7-foot pool as serious as some. That is, yeah.
It's kind of an interesting thing about Chris, because I remember when he had that big match against Tyler Steyer a few years ago. Halfway through the match, he just opened a book and started reading while Tyler was shooting. There it is. On the hill. Needs but one more. It's amazing how fast these go.
Oh, yeah.
I think that last match he played against Tony Chohan, who Tony's a quick player as well. They went hill and it was 37 minutes long.
Wow.
When's the last time as an amateur you played a race to 7 that went hill and was under an hour?
Yeah, that's not a lot of debating on how to get out and just getting out from everything. Was it back and forth? Just like
It was fairly, you know, back and forth. Then somebody would get 2 games up, the other guy'd reel him in, and then back and forth, and then it was over. There wasn't a race to 7's so short, right?
it really is. Especially in the alternating break format, it can just a few little errors, funny rolls, and you can see a 7-2, 7-3 finish at this level pretty commonly when it was actually a whole lot closer than the score would appear.
Doesn't take much. Rack number 10. No, it's rack number 11. I was just thinking, wait a minute, wasn't it 5-4 before he made that 9? So 6-4, Chris on the hill. Trying to make the 4 ball and the 1 ball. He's made the 4 and the 6.
Oof.
He might take that combination on. That's going to look pretty inviting. It looks almost dead on. Yeah, he's not even taking a second look at it. He's just bearing down.
Is it going to get funny?
I'm pretty sure he didn't want to play another combination. He might play safe here, just thin the edge of the 1 and try and come up the back side of the 5 there.
Pretty creative.
Yeah, opens it up and closes TYREL off. Trying to clip the 1 down in between the 2-3. That's going to hang up near the corner pocket. That might be his last opportunity at the table today.
Yeah, could see the 9 ball moving a little bit here. Oh, no.
Oh, Chris
wow.
goes right through. Try
Wow.
doing that twice. Even Chris has a little smile. He looks back at TYREL and like, can you believe that?
Yeah. Those are ones that you walk over and he's looking at the line like saying, how did I get through that?
I'd have
touch and
trouble shooting that straight through even if I was on that line. Crazy. Probably, well, he's pretty aggressive right now, so he's just gonna kick at the 2 and try and make it that bottom right corner pocket.
He's looking up at the camera saying, what are they saying? I think that's the first time a player since I've been commentating has looked up at the camera, so I'm wondering what that little dialogue was.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be a fly on the wall there right now.
Yeah.
Trying to make it. If he doesn't, he's got a good chance to end up being safe anyway.
Yep.
Well, we'll see how well TYREL can jump.
He might go rail first and let the cue ball really kind of...
Gotta let it run.
Pretty hard to catch it that thin.
Oh, and he wrecks on the 5, and now he's hooked on the 3. Ouch.
Tough turn of events there.
2 rail kick and stick. Not easy to do.
I was actually watching a shot earlier where he kind of massayed a little bit and let it come in behind and really got a kick and stick, but I definitely like the 2 rail line. Cue ball.
Well, if that 3 can have a nice healthy bounce, the 7 ball might come into play. I think he can still see the 3.
Let's do a little
He might not be able to see all of that 3.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Might play the one.
It might be the best he can do is hit it full on.
Yeah. He could try and cross it if he's feeling real frosty.
Did he go get his jump cue there? Yeah, he's gonna cut it down, but he's gonna jump the edge of the 7. He won't elevate the butt of his cue too much, depending on how much of that 7 he has to go over.
He's going pretty steep.
He's got a little distance to make up here. This ball's gonna fly.
Oh my goodness. He drills it.
Your words saying something.
Yeah. Just
holy cow.
The nonchalantness of these great shots he keeps pulling out is just...
And I love the non-reaction to it. No, like fist pump, nothing. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Goes and puts the cue away. Goes back to shooting. Where's the surprise, folks? What do you mean?
Banking this and the cue ball ending up right here. That's close.
That's pretty darn close.
It's a whole lot
What
easier
an out.
on the circle.